Hi there, welcome back to the channel. It's Ian from Penny Glen Dog Training and Cabin Life. Thank you for coming back to the channel today. Oh dear, well there's a lot been happening, hasn't there? I heard the radio today that the Prime Minister Boris Johnson might be lifting some restrictions over the weekend, so that's a positive thing, but I must admit I do worry, because according to the radio there's 600 odd people that's died from the coronavirus today. So I wonder, is it wise to lift the restrictions so early? So we'll have to see what happens over the weekend, but whatever he tells us to do, we'll just have to stick with that and do that. So I'm desperate for my mates to come and see me. I've seen nobody for ages and I miss my mates coming, but I do know that they're not allowed to come, so I have to accept that. So change the subject, a bit lighter. I'd like to give some shout outs. I'd like to say hi to Adam, who's my account manager, so hi to him. And then I'd like to say hi to our Julie. Hi Julie, and she's from Good Companions in Bolton, a charity for disabled people. So they've got a Facebook page and they've got a website as well. I think they've got a website. I know they've got a GoFund page, so if you want to make donations towards their charity, so it's a very good charity. It is a very good charity. So I haven't mentioned, but Tweed, one of my bitches that lives with me in the cabin, which you've seen on the videos, she's in pup. She was used by my stud dog, and she's due to give birth within the next 2 to 3 days. So when the pups are born, I'll do a video of them so you can see them, and then I'll keep doing updates every week and you can see them all on the videos, how they're growing and progressing. So I hope you'll all tune in and enjoy that. So that'll be on the next video probably, or the one after, depending on when they're born. So I've now got a cat at the side of me nudging me with its head. Yeah, our Panda. Panda the celebrity, aren't you? Eh? Yeah, you good girl, aren't you? Yeah, go on then. So I was talking to a few of my friends. I was talking to Scott the other day. He lives at Glasgow, and we were talking about old times, because we always talk about, I talk with all my mates about old times. I think things were better when we were younger. You see, Billy Connolly always said that he didn't believe that people thought things were better when they were younger. It was a case that they missed the youth, which I think is right. I do miss my youth, because I'm an old man now, so I do miss my youth, and I've got lots of good memories. And I was talking to Scott, and he was telling me some things as well about what he did when he was younger, and it popped in my head about when I was at school, secondary school. We was in the English class. There weren't a lot of us in, there were like 15-20 of us, and the headmaster came in with 2 policemen. True story this, 2 policemen. Now I can't remember the name of this teacher, so I'm not doing that on purpose. I can't remember his name. So the police came in and they said, "Are you Mr. Such a Body?" And he says, "Yes." He says, "Right, you're under arrest for being the leader of the anti-poll tax demonstration within the UK. And they told him his rights. He handcuffed him and took him away. Never forget that. And Mr. Mills, who I was petrified of, which I've said in other videos, he run the class. So that's about that for a story. That's a true story. So we was talking about other stories as well, the things that happened and everything when we were younger. So I miss working at my brother's bakery. I really did enjoy that. It was good. I used to work with Wilf. That's going back, Wilf. I used to like working with Wilf. I used to have a good laugh with him. So we always used to, once a year we've always bought new shoes. We had to buy safety shoes. We always bought new shoes. Well, me and my brother used to buy the same ones, and we used to buy the toe cap ones, but they were white. But Wilf every year always bought a black pair, so we'd let him put them on. He was walking around his shift, and me and Stuart used to get big handfuls of flour, and when he weren't looking we used to chuck them all over his shoes, and look at Matthews kick off and go crackers. So I remember that. I always remember at the end of the day, we always had the potato pan to do. It was a huge massive pan for the meat potato pies, and had the choice with being the owner's brother that I could choose to either do the cheese pan, which it were unbelievable amount of onions, and remember when you've got onions and you're peeling them, you cry, don't you? Or I could do the potato pan. So I used to do either, it didn't matter to me, I used to as well, but every so often I used to just do them both, because that was my last job, I could go home then. So I used to sometimes do them both, because Wilf used to work hard in shop. So I just thought it's one less job, because he worked later than me, like. So, but I miss, like I said, I've told before that me and Stuart used to walk down to work in the morning, especially in winter, that frosty crisp air. Well, lovely that walking down with me one locket. So we used to go down, but we was talking about old games that we used to play as a kid, because like when we were young there were no computers. There were no computers that come out when we were young. There were no mobile phones, obviously, they came out later. And you know, there were no game systems. It was as I was getting older that the first Atari came out. And when you see them games now, they're so primitive compared to these new games. But like, we used to, as a kid, the most high-tech game we had was either hide and seek, or what was the other one called now? I Spy. Yeah, we used to play I Spy. I Spy with my little eye, something beginning with, and then letter. That shot back. I bet that shot back some memories. We always used to do that. And then when you played with kids that were about 5 and 6 year old, they used to say, I Spy with my little eye, something to do with a P. Because Hannah does this. It's a P. So you're looking round, especially if you're in the car, you're looking round, what's P? And you'll say loads of stuff. No, she'll say. And you say, what is it? Window. Yeah, but that's a W. No, P. So she makes it up as she goes along, Hannah. And then when I was growing up, I used to play Monopoly with our Julie. And very, very rarely we could get Stuart to play. Now Stuart is unbelievably good at Monopoly. And we used to say that he had his score, and then what my score and Julie's score joined were put together to beat him, and he still always beat us. And I tell you something, Stuart, my mum were good, and Stuart were even better than my mother at chess. We always played chess as a kid, because I were in the chess club at school. I used to love during the lunch breaks going playing chess. And my dad were good at chess, but he can't remember. I was talking to him about it a few weeks ago, and he says, oh, I can't remember chess, I wouldn't know where to start. I said, well, I used to play you, I thought you were really good when I was little. He says, no, I don't remember that. I have some good times with my dad when I was younger. We used to do some funny stuff and that. So I remember on a Saturday he used to come and visit me, and then he used to, while he was cleaning the house, I'd turn all, got my glasses, I would turn all the chairs over it, like the settee suite. I used to turn them all over, and then, I was only little, remember, and then climb under and make a big den. It used to be brilliant. I used to love all that. So, and then I used to play dominoes with our Julie for money. That was good. And then when I lost, I said, I'm telling my mum, I'm telling on you, and she'd give me all money back. So, well, she used to throw it at me and walk off. She used to lose her eye easy, our Julie, when I was growing up. And then sometimes when my mum got back from the shop, because my mum and our Stuart, they owned the bakery together, so they would do long hours when I was a kid. So sometimes I'd come back at 10 o'clock at night after doing long shifts, and my mum would always bring chips back. She always used to bring me a chip balm back. That's what they call them in Lancashire, a balm. And then in Yorkshire it's called a bread cake, and up here they're called rolls. It's amazing, isn't it? I remember when I first moved up here, I went with Tracy, who was my wife, separated. We went to a chip shop, Starfish I think it's called, in Stranraer. We went there, and he said, what would you like? I said, oh, can I have 2 chip butties, please? And he looked at me. He's good. I don't know what you're on about. I says, oh, two chip bams, sorry mate. He says, what is it you want? I want chips on like a round bread bun. He says, oh, we call them rolls here. He said, you want a chip roll? I thought, chip roll. I went, aye, and then I looked up on the notice board at the top, and it said fried Mars bar. Now, I've never had a fried Mars bar, and to be honest with you, I've been told that they're very, very good. And it's a Scottish thing, apparently, a fried Mars bar. So what I did was I ordered one, and it were £1. And I tell you what, it was delicious. I would recommend it to anybody. I really would. So that was good. So that's about it, really. I've told a few more stories about when I was younger. There's lots of stuff that I've done over the years. I'll tell you something I do remember, right? And this sounds far-fetched, but I can actually swear to you it's true, right? Now, our Stuart shop was supposed to be haunted, right? And you'll say, aye, alright, but no, it was. Because the men's changing rooms upstairs, it used to be a cafe before my brother bought it upstairs. And there was a young lass who was in the cafe. From what the story I gather, she was waiting for her fiancé or something, and he didn't turn up. Well, she went into the toilets and killed herself. So we've always had problems at the shop with things going strange, and we'd heard the story eventually years after about this young girl. And like, we used to go upstairs. When you got to the top of the stairs, you used to turn right, and you went into the big storeroom, and then the toilets were either side, men's and women's, obviously. Well, we had like big racks with like all the buckets on with all the recipes and bags of flowers and all that. Well, sometimes you'll be downstairs and you hear this bang. You'll go upstairs, and I'm not kidding you on, you'll see like 5 or 6 buckets stacked up in the middle of the room. Now, we know nobody had ever been upstairs, and there were lots of strange things like the immersion heater used to come on for no reason. Sometimes the lights would go off, then it'd come back on, go off, and then lots and lots of strange things happened. And one of the things that happened to me was Stuart said to me, look, I want you to hoover the shop. So I said, right, because we were getting the end of the day, it didn't bother me, so I'm hoovering away and everything. He said, do me a favour before you go upstairs. So I said, yeah, no problem. So I hoovered the women's toilets, carpets out, if you know what I mean. Then I did the storeroom, then I did the front room, and I was doing the men's toilets. And no word of a lie, the taps turned, I saw them turn, and all this water came gushing out. And obviously, because the taps were on full, the water shoots up, doesn't it? So there were water all over. I didn't get any on me, obviously. So I quickly turned them off, and I ran downstairs shaking, and I told our Stuart what had happened. He's going, no, you're baking up. I said, I was shaking. I goes, no, I'm not, Stuart. I said, I'm petrified. I said, I don't want to do changing rooms. I'll do another job. I'm not bothered. I know you said change rooms will last and everything, but I'll do anything else. And we both went back upstairs straight away, and we went into the toilets, and I swear to you on my life, the sink was bone dry. Do we know? Like, obviously, if you've got water in the sink, it's still wet, isn't it? I'm not lying to you. That sink was bone dry, and our Stuart looked at me. He's going, "You've made that." I swear, Stuart, I've not. Obviously, I was shaking. I'm like, I'm going terrible. So that's a true story. That sounds far-fetched, and one of these, but I'm telling you, that's a true story. And before I split some more wood, I'm going to tell you another true story, right? And I had a heart attack at 39. Now, people say when you're dying, you have an out-of-body experience and stuff like that, and your life flashes before you. Well, I'm not lying to you. When I was in that ambulance going to Dumfries, my life flashed in front of me, and it wasn't what I thought it would be. All I kept seeing, I'd be like this, I'd be laid there, not so good, and clear as if I'm stood there, there were all these images flashing of my life in front of me. It was strange. I'd see my brother's bakery, I'd see me as a baker in the bakery, and I'd see Wolf, Stuart, I'd see all that. They were like slideshow. And the one thing that puzzles me is when I lived in Penistone, down the road there used to be a working man's club which has a primary school being built on it. Now I kept seeing, I know exactly where I was on the opposite side of the road, and the other side of the road had the bike shop, which I don't know what that bike shop's called, like specialised pedal bikes. And then I was looking across the road where the school is now, which at the back was a working man's club. Now I never went in that working man's club. It was boarded up and it ready for demolishing. But I kept seeing that same image where I was stood there and I was looking across the car park and that working man's club. And I can tell you now, I have no connection to that, and I don't even remember standing there. But that image is the only one that kept coming all the time. I'd see other things, people and things that had happened in my life, and then that image kept popping back. And it's strange that I'll never forget that. So I was lucky that I survived my heart attack, and that way then I just downscaled everything. So, but I'm doing YouTube now. I'm a YouTuber and I enjoy it. I really do. And with your help and your support, I hope I'll do well in YouTube. I want to get as many subscribers as I can. My aim is to get 1,000 subscribers. So I hope that if I do good content, I'll go higher up the listings, people will watch, and hopefully, you know, it'll do well. And I really do want to do well. So like I say, Twee's going to be having a litter. She's going to be dropping a litter in the next 2 or 3 days. So as soon as she's had a litter, I'll do a little video of her and the puppies, and then all through the growing up of the puppies, I'll do lots of videos and everything. I'll do one guaranteed at least once a week for you, then you can see them all. So I'm going to start splitting some more wood. Now listen, I do have some news for you. I've got my safety glasses on, like I said I would. I've got some news. Now the last video I did, taking all this off the Kindle. The last video I did, was about this Fisker axe, right? Now there were 2 things I said. One was you can buy a sharpener for the axe, right? If you remember me saying that. But I said I didn't have it on me and I weren't quite sure where it was. Well, I found it. That's it. That's it. Right. Can you see that okay? Right. It's got 2 settings. So if you've got a knife, then you set it on that setting, because you can see left and there like that. And then if you want to sharpen an axe, you click that side. Yep. And then you literally, sounds daft for showing this because it's obvious, but I want to show it. You literally get the right one and then you just run your knife along, your axe along like that, and it will sharpen your blade. And it does get it razor sharp. I like to use a hand sharpener. I quite enjoy doing that. So that's that. The other bit of news, sorry I'm not in front of the camera, the other bit of news is on that video I told you that even though I enjoy this Fisker axe, they say the best splitting axe in the world is a chopper one. Now I also mentioned that I can't get hold of a chopper one because the company in America that produces them and sells them won't export to Europe. They'll only sell to Canada or the United States where they're made. So I've rung them and asked if I pay for the axe to come over, and if it gets stopped at customs, then I'll just stand the cost of that, losing the not having the axe. So they said, no, we can't do that, we can't do that. I said, well, you keep the money, I'm not going to ask for any money back, and chances are they'll send it back to you anyway. And the woman said, no, I'm not doing that, no, we don't do it. So I've been going this last few days onto eBay. Now if you go on the, I think you're in much weight then, behind it, I'll do it now. When I went on the UK eBay, just the odd one comes up, but they're all reconditioned, no, not reconditioned, they're all second hand. Trouble is, they're falling to bits. You can see them on eBay, they literally are. So I went on the French one, eBay, and I went on the German eBay, and I think it was the German eBay I went on, and I found one that a man who lives in America has reconditioned one. So I saw the images of it, read the write-up, and it's like brand new. Because this axe has got wedges in it to force the wood open as you hit it. And to be honest with you, this axe that I'm getting that's reconditioned is actually a lot of money. But it's the only way I can get a chopper one, because I've always wanted a chopper one. So I put the bid in and I won it. So this axe is on its way from America. Now I've got a tracking number, and it's now it's took 2 days and it's finally got to its destination in America, the airport. So it's down for priority postage, so they reckon it'll be here between the 12th and the 23rd of this month. So when I get that axe, I'll be testing it. The first time I hit the wood, I'm going to do it live and test it, so then you know then if it's any good or not. Because if it's not, I've wasted a lot of money. But it's supposed to be really good. Oh, I didn't put my glasses on. Oh, I'm in trouble now. So I'm quite looking forward to that chopper one coming. So, like I said, it costs a lot of money, but it's something I'll have for the rest of my life. So you get what you pay for, don't you? You can get it. I've done that before with things. You buy things cheap because it'll do, and it must be just as good, and it never is. You've got to pay good money sometimes for things that are good quality. My mother always taught me that. I've mentioned that before about where her furniture and things like that. All the furniture were top quality, everything. So I'm hoping to start the extension on the cabin this year as well, later on in the year. I know I said I'm going to have a go at building that cabin in the woods, but I think that might be next year, to be honest, because I just want to get this done for this cabin here. So I'm thinking of building at the back, and I'm thinking of coming out with a massive veranda here, which will be nice. So that's what my plan is anyway. So I'll probably do that when the pups have gone, so I'll have more time then, because they do take a lot of time up, pups. Right, that's about me done. I've got enough wood for what I need now, so I'm going to leave you in peace. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll be uploading this tonight. I didn't give that much willy either, I just let it slip out my hand there. I'll do it right this time. I'm getting tired, that's why. So, right, that's me done. The weather's supposed to be changing next few days, so I wanted to get a bit of this wood chopped up. Right. We'll leave you in peace. Thank you for coming back to watch me, and I'll see you again next time down at the cabin. Stay safe, stay well. Don't take any risks unless you have to. One last thing, if you're new to the channel, if you like the content, if you could press the subscribe button and ring the bell, it'll help the channel. Now, when you subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. It's not like a subscription you pay for. All it will mean is when you press that button, every time I put a new video up like this one, then a link will just come up in your email box in your YouTube. It don't go to your normal email, it just goes to your YouTube box. And then when you come back on YouTube, it'll say that Penny Glen Dog Training and Cabin Life has just put a new video up, and that's all you do. That's all it is. So, but by you doing that for me, subscribing, then it gets me higher up the listings in Google, which means more people see the videos, which means hopefully the channel will grow quicker. So if you could do that for me, it really will help. Okay, thanks a lot.